You know, to be honest, I just love these voices from mainly Russian, to be frank, sofas. The world should open its eyes. The weapons in Ukraine are stolen and sold on the black market. Well, I have a question. Have you ever tried to sell, I don't know, 777 howitzer, the Patriot system, F-16, a nuclear bomb, for God's sake? We are not in Hollywood cinema pavilions, for God's sake again. Maybe you know someone who can just dial the number in their smartphone titled as John Weapons, Black Market, and are like, hey John, just get a couple of the Metacams here, fresh from Ukraine for you. Yeah, pink metallic, just as your wife wanted. Well, I hate to break it to you like that, but it simply does not work like that. To make sure that I repeat, all the weaponry provided by Ukrainian partners are used only for their intended purpose, the Pentagon, who could ever think, right, has a special department and a team to track and monitor each and every piece of heavy military equipment. Military inspectors at the US Embassy in Ukraine are deployed on the ground. The US State Department has already stated that the weapons that Ukraine receives for the US to counter Russian aggression are used properly, because Americans know exactly where each piece is located. And so far, no cases of them falling into wrong hands have been found. And that monitoring of equipment has been carried out since the first days of the war, of course. No one counts. Cannons, Bradleys, trucks, and salvo jet systems. Equipment has been tracked and is tracked in real time, at all times, right now, as we speak. In July 2022, the Verkhovna Rada of Ukraine has initiated a temporary special commission, which task is to monitor the receipt and use of material and technical assistance. Half a year later, the United States of America created a similar commission. At the end of September 2023, the chairman of the commission, Alexander Ustinova, being on CBS News Air, emphasized that all weapons supplied by partners are monitored through a transparent system to which the United States Embassy has full access. Allies also can visit warehouses at any time and check the stock of weapons and equipment for availability. As hard as it can be to believe for someone, that is exactly what's going on. The United States regularly conducts on-site inspections to monitor military assistance stock and condition. There were no complaints so far whatsoever from partners regarding the accounting of weapons, the Ministry of Defense of Ukraine says. As a resume, strict weaponry control exists and works and will continue to be ensured by the new Ministry of Defense and its Minister Rustem Umerov. President Vladimir Zelensky assures international partners of that.
As for control over weapons from partners, the control will be provided by the new leadership of the Minister of Defense. It received such a task. There will be control and society will see it. Control will be provided by the Minister of Defense together with the Minister of Digitalization. Am I afraid that support will fall? There are risks? Absolutely, for all the reasons. But these are risks not only for Ukraine. Why? Because at the beginning of the war we didn't have much help in such an amount as it later left the world, when we all managed to unite. There was no such volume before. At the beginning of the war I remember how it was. It was a great tragedy. So this is a risk not only for Ukraine, because if Ukraine is not helped, Russia will gain strength in some time, in a year, 2, 3. The war will not end then. We will not have power, and it will return to destroy all of Ukraine and move on. And then there will be countries of the European Union and NATO. They are interested in permanent destabilization. They are very interested in this. I think that what is happening in the world is not accidental. Today they are interested in reducing aid to Ukraine, and they are doing various things, even tragic things, even on other continents, in other parts of the world, in order to reduce attention to Ukraine, aid for Ukraine. Therefore, reducing this risk is for everyone, not only for Ukraine. I believe that Ukraine has passed the greatest risks of complete destruction. Therefore, we only have joint risks. This is whether Europe will remain united, the European Union united, the united powerful alliance NATO, or whether the Third World War will not break out.